Greetings of the day. Welcome to another session of Grade 9 Mathematics. Dear student, today in this session we shall discuss about chapter 15, Probability. In this first part of the video, we shall try to understand what probability is and what kind of questions are to be expected in this chapter. Let's quickly get to the concept. Let us try to understand the concept of probability by reading out a few sentences. The first sentence that you can see on the screen is, "It may rain today." The second sentence is, "Probably Sanjay will top the class." And the third sentence is, "There is a 50-50 chance of winning a toss." Now, if you could go through all the three sentences, there is a degree of uncertainty, which is very much exemplified by the word may, probably, or chances. So, what is there common to all the three sentences? A degree of uncertainty. Now, the science which measures this degree of uncertainty is called probability. Dear students, I repeat, the science which measures this degree of uncertainty in an event is called probability. So, dear students, we can say that probability is the chance that some event will happen. It can be easily calculated as the ratio of number of ways a certain event can occur to the number of possible outcomes. Let us understand it further with a few more examples. Now, to solve the examples, we should be aware of the formula that we shall use to find probability. Now, as discussed, probability of any event can be calculated as the number of favorable outcomes upon the ratio of all the possible outcomes. Now, the examples that we shall discuss over here shall include examples including dice, spinners, coins, deck of cards, and even and odd numbers. Let us try to understand them one by one. Now, what is probability? How do I actually find it? Before we get to that, say the probability of any event, the value of the same will be from 0 to 1. If the probability is 0, we call it as an impossible event. And if the probability is 1, we term it as a certain event. And say if the probability is 1 by 4 or 0.25, we actually refer to it as a not very likely event. And the probability is 1 by 2 or 0.5, we call it as an equally likely event. For example, when we toss up a coin, what are the chances or the probability that it can be a head or a tail? Equal chances? Yes. So that's an example of an equally likely event. And now, if the probability that we calculate happens to be 3 upon 4 or 0.75, you can call it as a somewhat likely event. Let us try to understand it further with examples. Now, the first examples that I wish to discuss is about a roll of a dice. Now, when you roll a dice, what is the probability of rolling the number 4? Now, we all have come across playing with dice, either be snake and ladder or ludo. Now, as you can see on the right side of your screen, what are the possible outcomes? You may get 1 dot, or you may get 2, or you may get 3 or 4 or 5 or 6. These are the only possibilities. So the possibilities are 1, it could be 2, it could be 3, it could be 4, it could be 5, or it could be 6. Now if we get to the question, what is the question? What is the probability of rolling a number 4? So out of the 6 possibilities, how many times do you find 4? 1. So we shall write the probability of rolling a 4 is 1 out of, what is the total possible outcomes when you roll a dice? There are 6 outcomes possible, the total outcomes. So the answer would be 1 upon 6. So we can conclude that the probability of rolling a number 4 is 1 out of 6. You can also further simplify it into decimals. Let us take next example. How about rolling a dice? And the question is, what is the probability of rolling an even number? So the dice remain the same, and we know that there are 6 possible outcomes. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6. And the question is probability of rolling an even number. So which are the even numbers from 1 to 6? Yes, the smallest one is 2, and then we have number 4, and then we have number 6. So 2, 4, and 6 are the even numbers possible in this case. So 1, 2, 3. There are 3 outcomes which are even numbers out of the total 6. So we'll write that the probability of rolling an even number is equal to 3 upon 6, or which can further be simplified and written as 1 upon 2 or 0.5, or you can even term or refer it as 50%. I hope that's clear to everyone. Let's quickly get to the next example. How about spinners? Yeah, let's get into a lucky draw competition. Let's see. Now, the question associated with spinners over here is, what is the probability of spinning into green zone? Now, as you can see on the right side of your screen, we have got a spinner wherein the board is divided into 4 colors: yellow, blue, red, and green. Yes. So what are the different outcomes possible? That the spinner may stop at yellow color, or blue color, or red color, or it may stop at green color. And we have been asked to find what is the probability of spinning a green zone. Now, how many green zones can you find on the board? 1. Out of total, how many colors are there? 4. So 1 upon 4 is referred to as a probability of spinning into a green zone. Now this 1 upon 4 can be simplified further, and you can write it as 0.25 in decimals, or referring to it as 25% in percentage. I hope the game with spinners is clear to everyone. Let us get to example number 4. How about flipping a coin? Yes, this happens in every cricket match. Now let us get to the question. What is the probability of flipping a tail? That is, when you toss up a coin, what is the probability that you will get tail? The question is, what are the possible outcomes? The possible outcomes are that you may get a head or you may get a tail. So how many possible outcomes are there in total? There are 2 possible outcomes. And what are they asking us about? Probability of getting a tail. So it could be head or tail. So it could be either tail or head. So 1 out of the 2 is tail. So 1 upon the total outcomes, that is 2. So 1 upon 2 is referred to as the probability of getting a tail. Yes, or it can be further simplified and written as 0.5 or 50%. I hope this is clear to everyone. Yes, indeed, it was easy and very much similar to what we have learned in our lower grades. Let us get to the last example. Now, here is an interesting activity. The example 5 is all about deck of cards. Now, deck of cards refer to the cards containing 52 numbers. So, a deck of cards, what is the total number of cards? 52. It does not include the joker, which we usually get in a pack of cards. So, deck of cards includes 52 cards. Now, as you can see on the right side of the screen, a deck of cards would have different shapes, like the red color heart, and to the right of the heart, what is that shape called? Yes, spade. And below heart, the tree-like thing, what do you call that? Yes, the club. And to the right of the club, we have the diamond. So let me read out the names of the shades of the cards: hearts, spades, clubs, and diamonds. Now, what if the question is, what is the probability of picking a heart? And we know that in total, in a deck of cards, yes, there are 13 heart-shaped cards, there are 13 spade cards, there are 13 clubs, and there are 13 diamonds. Now, what is the question? Probability of picking a heart. So, how many heart-shaped cards are there in total? There are 13 cards. Out of, what is the total number, the deck of cards? 52. So, the possibility or the probability of picking a heart is 13 heart cards out of the 52 total. So 13 upon 52 is the probability of getting a card with heart shape, which can further be simplified and written as 1 out of 4 or 0.25. How about this question? What is the probability of picking a non-heart? That means probability of picking a card which does not have heart. So which are the other possibilities? It could be a card with spade shape, it could be a card with club, or it could be a card with diamonds. Isn't it? Yes. So what is the total number of these three different shaped cards? 13 plus 13 plus 13. 13 of spade, 13 of club, and 13 of diamonds. And if you add all of them, what is the possibility? 39 cards out of the total 52. And yes, that's what the probability is of picking a non-heart card. 39 upon 52. We can simplify it further to get the answer as 3 upon 4, which can further be simplified to find the answer as 0.75. So, my dear students, I believe that with these 5 examples related to probability, which we have discussed, we have more or less understood it very well how probability is used in our daily lives. We come to the end of the session. This is all for this particular session. Please go through the entire video again, and if you have any query, please come up with the queries. This is all for now. Take care of yourself until we meet next time with another session. Thank you.